Do that for rage baiting. I like to rage bait people.
Well, I'm going to rage bait you
well,
instead.
I've just been rage baited already. If you've got a caravan or motorhome, these are the things you need to be doing right now. So we're going to look at the things, and it covers you both. Motorhomers, caravanners, doesn't matter, whatever you've got, you need to be doing these checks. This week, the weather is a little bit better now, so we're not sort of so bad on the frost, but we're going to still get frost, etc. So there's certain things that sort of, with all the bad weather that we've had, all the snow, the rain, the frost, everything like that, we need to be doing checks on our caravans and motorhomes now through the winter, even if we're not using it. So if it's in storage, can't just think, right, it's in storage, forget about it till sort of March, April. We still need to be doing our checks. So our number one check right at this very moment in time is leisure battery, and if you've got a motorhome, the vehicle battery. So on a motorhome, start it up, take it for a proper run, give it a good 10-mile run, 20, half an hour run, not just sort of start it where it is and let it tick over. That's not any good for it. We need to actually give it a proper run. And then for both, leisure battery is a really important one. Solar panels, if you think, oh, I've got a solar panel fitted onto my caravan or motorhome, I don't need to worry about my battery. We're not producing enough from that solar panel just to keep the battery in a good condition. So go and give your caravan or motorhome a check for that leisure battery, because if we are dropping below 12.2ish volts, we're in a state of discharge. We need to be over 12.5 volts. If it's below 12.5 volts, you need to figure out how to charge the caravan up, and we're going to look at how to do that, and same with the motorhome as well, without having to plug in, mess about or anything like that. So that is coming up. We're going to have a look at a few different layouts and a few things then as well that we can cover as we are checking our motorhome and caravan for our leisure battery, as we need to at this time of month. And there's going to be other things that are coming up as well that will cover different people. So nice island bed, side island bed, 8 foot wide this one, rear washroom, 17,995. Only 1,546 kilograms this one.
That's quite light.
Yeah, lightweight. So it's a Sprite, so it is a lightweight version. So
just got the 3 rings, yeah. Yeah,
just the three burners on there. So another thing, over the last couple of weeks we'd looked at actually going to Europe. So if you were going to tow or take your motorhome and tow a trailer over 750 kilos, what you needed to do to be up with the law, it's all changed. There's a couple of other things though. We've mentioned about the towing and the licence. So if you passed your test after 1997, making sure that you've got B+E on your licence. You don't have to take another test, just be on there. But on the other hand, is if you're out, or if you're coming up to 70, the laws have changed on that side as well. And this again will be for your motorhome and the caravan towing, because now they take the 7.5 ton licence off you when you get to 70. You have to renew the licence every 3 years, I believe it is, and you have to do a medical as well. So making sure that you've planned that in ahead if your licence is coming up to that time. And if your motorhome's over 3.5 ton, you need to start thinking about that. But also for towing, need to make sure that we've got our health checks all booked in, and again how to renew that. So we'll do a proper.
They don't take your towing off you, do they? At 70?
Yeah. So for the 7.5 ton, not for the towing.
No, but you're saying towing as well.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to tow and you want to tow, you need your driving licence, don't you? Yeah,
but you're making it sound like they take the towing off your licence at 70.
I like to do that for rage baiting. I like to rage bait people.
Well, I'm going to rage bait you instead.
Well, I've just been rage baited already. I will just have a quick look at the information. So if you're coming up to over 70, so key changes to 70 plus, you must renew your licence every 3 years. So you have to take your renewal of your licence every 3 years. You've got to do a health and eyesight declaration, vehicle entitlement, so you will lose your C1 and D1, so 3.5 ton or minibuses. So as I say, if your motorhome is over 3.5 ton, you need to start thinking about that. And then you need to renew 90 days before your 70th birthday. So it gives you
A lot of
plenty of
people have
time.
been caught out by that,
Yeah.
haven't they? And
So that's
lost
the thing
that
on the towing,
entitlement.
that if you're sort of going, oh, I'm coming up to 70, it doesn't, I'll just do it when I'm 70 and I've got a bit of time. Once you have gone over your birthday, effectively they say your licence is gone, so then you can't tow because you can't drive. So that's hence why I was rage baiting you. You didn't let me get to the point quick enough, did you?
Well, that's why I was questioning you.
But we will do a proper one. We've sort of covered most of the others and tried to rage bait everybody on the other facts and figures. So that's what it feels like, isn't it? So
you'll get rage baited whether you say it right or wrong, so it doesn't really make any difference.
So we will do a proper video with all the ins and outs, because I'm literally just touching on the on that fact, just so that you're aware. If you are coming up to 70, you're aware of that. We have got a battery on this Caravan, so I'm just going to check our level. Look at this.
Oh, it's red.
Yeah. So
it's
we need. So this has got a solar panel on it. If I turn all the lights off, it doesn't make any difference.
It says on the thingy.
Low battery.
Low voltage.
So again, just having a solar panel on your Caravan doesn't automatically make sure that your battery's going to be up to level. If you haven't got a proper readout, you can use your voltmeter, and you can put it onto DC, so not alternating current, direct current, or DC, 12 volts, and then check your leisure battery. As I say, if it's under 12.2 volts, we really need to take that battery off and give it a proper charge. If we're 12...
yesterday it was sunny all day, so that hasn't boosted it either, has it?
No, we had a good day. This is Thursday today, so it was Wednesday. We had a lot of sun, didn't we? So yeah, you can't just rely on the solar panel. What you can do though, this is the Bailey Alicanto Lisbon. It's 1700 kilos, 27995, 8 foot wide, and 7.39 meters. It's a nice van, this one.
Lovely van.
So if we can't take our leisure battery off the motorhome or the Caravan, and we can't plug in, what we can do is actually connect this up to our car and run our car, ideally taking it for a bit of a tow, but that's a bit unrealistic in all honesty. Obviously if you've got your motorhome and you've taken it for a run to charge up the engine battery, it should charge up your leisure battery as long as you've got the settings in the right position, so it should charge up your leisure battery.
But not only the battery with the motorhome there, you've got the DPF filter and your radio and all that, everything needs running, doesn't it? Not just the battery.
But with your Caravan, just plug in onto the back of the car, run the car for a bit to keep the revs up, and that should then start getting a bit of charge back into the Caravan. And again, if you're sort of doing things within the Caravan, just leave the car going, just give it a rev every now and again. Have a look on the meter then and just see, once you've disconnected, have we brought the battery up into a sensible position again, or are we still needing to take the battery off and charge it? Sometimes that will give it enough. Depends how low that battery's dropped, and obviously if we've got any solar or not, so that can make a bit of a difference. But if your battery basically goes to a point where we can't get it back charged up, it's going to cost you about 100 odd quid to put a new battery on. So really important to check that battery now. The other thing is then, so with, say, the Caravan's in storage or the motorhome's in storage, and we've took the motorhome out for a run, we've left the engine now just running for a little bit just to give the leisure battery a bit more charge, we've got the car connected onto the Caravan, giving the leisure battery a bit of a charge, we'll just go back through, we'll just literally just open all of our cupboards, and we'll just visually check, make sure that we've not got any signs of any leaks in our window rubbers, around on our shelves, actually looking underneath of our seats. So hopefully if you've watched our previous videos on the Caravans and the motorhomes, you will have cleared the Caravan out. You'd have took all of your items out, put them into boxes, and left the Caravan to breathe nicely. So all of these areas will be nice and clear now, and we can get and see and make sure that we've got no signs of any leaks. Have a bit of get your torch in there, have a look through, and making sure that there's just no signs of anything. Giving it a good a good check over, and as I say, is really worth it now with all the bad weather that we've had. Just literally giving it a bit of a check through, a visual, a once over, make sure that nothing's come through onto the mattress. So obviously if anything's blown through the roof light and we've got it onto the mattress, we need to clean that mattress off. Hopefully we'll have stored these in the upright position and they'll be out of the way, but that's not necessarily is going to be the case. Just a visual check. If you're not using the caravan, I'd still not run the water system back through just yet. We've still got a chance of freezing up, haven't we? Between now and April still. We can still get frost, we can still get snow. So pointless, absolutely pointless in running your water system if you're not going to be using it. Something else again is visual to start with, is check your tyres. So we sort of said about last week or the week before about the dates etc on the tyres, but just visually looking, if they look flat, we don't want to leave the tyres in a low position for any period of time. We want to just pump those up. We're not going to charge them, that's the battery. But your tyres, we're just going to pump the tyres up now and make sure that they're going to keep the shape. If the tyres are left in a half flat position, for instance, that will actually create cracks on your tyres. So that can create early issues with your tyres. So just making sure that your tyres are in a good state now, and again obviously hopefully you've done your checks. As I say, just literally just walking through, double checking everything, giving the caravans a good once over, making sure. And again, same with your motorhome, if you've got lockers, a good look underneath of your lockers. If you've got a garage at the back, making sure you seal around the garage door at the back, all of your walls and everything like that. And again, it's a good time now just to give it a visual check over. I mentioned it before as well, if you haven't already booked your caravan or your motorhome in for a service, get it booked in, get your annual habitation check done. You might be thinking, oh, I didn't really use my caravan or my motorhome much last year, I don't need to, it'll be fine. Your service is going to check everything. It's going to check your gas system, it's going to check your electrics, it's going to check your water system, and it's going to do a damp check for you. So it's not just a case of, oh well, I didn't use it many times last year. Do you know if there's a gas leak? Do you know if your electrics are safe? And do you know if you've got a leak? Obviously we're trying to do as best as we can by having a look through for any visual signs, but with a proper damp meter going through, it will pick up early things that you can't actually see. So if we've got a little seal starting to leak somewhere, which again over the winter with all the frost, the snow, it can just create leaks. It can just literally just pop up out of nowhere. So if we've got any early signs, when they do a damp check, that will pick it up and they can rectify that easily and quicker than being able to go through and you go, oh my gosh, I've got a big black stain all here, all the wallboarding, now I can put my hands through it. It's just going to stop that and hopefully save money in the long run in that respect. So get your caravan booked in for service, even if you're not going to use it till May. You think, oh, I've got ages now. The service guys will get fully booked up from sort of February to really October, November. So you've got to get your service booked in early, get it done sooner rather than later, and then that's somebody else just giving your caravan or your motorhome a proper check over.
And so on that point, a lot of people turn around and go, oh, we're not having it serviced now because it'll pick up damp all throughout the caravan because it's so wet. So what would you say to that? Well,
yeah, obviously the damp check will make sure, if it's going to get damp, it doesn't matter whether you've had it serviced or not, it's going to get damp. But by having it serviced, the service guy will pick up if there's a potential leak there and then can fix that and then stop the issue getting any worse. So that's really the point of the service, is stopping issues from happening. The service guy isn't going to create issues, he's going to stop issues, hopefully.
But people say that it's going to pick up damp when it's not actually damp, don't they? But
you mean just because of the weather conditions?
Yeah,
so yeah,
I mean.
He'll have an average throughout the caravan, so he'll know what's normal and what's not normal.
for this time of year.
Yeah. So yeah, it's again, sometimes on your service sheet, we've got on there readings between sort of 17 and 20 or 17 and 25. If we've got readings like that, we'll recheck in 3 months' time. So they'll literally recheck it in 3 months' time for you and just make sure that, oh yeah, it was just condensation. But the damp meters that we use now, we can tell what's condensation and what's not condensation. So we should be able to give you a pretty good idea and then recheck it in 3 months' time.
And if it's the same throughout the caravan, and it's unlikely to be leaking all over, is it?
Yeah, no, it's it'll know what's a normal average throughout the van. So yeah.
Your window stays have come off in this?
No, it's not. This is the one that was we had the windows stolen. So I don't think that they were the exact perfect window stays. So we didn't want to actually fit them fully just yet. So it's just waiting for the correct window stays to come. So yeah, it just looks a bit of a mess unfortunately at the minute. We do need to just probably take them off or just have one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just waiting for the proper catch to come. So yeah, hopefully that sort of covered a few things that we need to start thinking about now. As I say, even if you're using the caravan all the way through, if you're not using it, these are the things that we should be doing and thinking about now, and that's what we're going to do each week, is try and cover off different things, do little special videos here and there, but try and get us ready so that when we come to the season, it's ready. We just literally hitch up and we go. We don't have to think about, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. We're going to get you covered all the way through, ready for the season now. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. There's been a lot of waffle there. I feel like there's been a lot of waffle. So yeah, we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching on Mark at the Caravan Place. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't forget, Isabel's trying to build the Instagram, Facebook and TikTok even quicker. So she's trying to put everything that she's learned over the last few months all into sort of making it amazing now. So go over, make sure that you followed us on Facebook and comment, like and all of that. So yeah, don't forget all of those other socials that we've got as well. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, and yeah, have a good weekend.